People's 105.5 FM.
In the story of progress, every chapter of development adds depth, richness, and meaning to our collective narrative. From the smallest steps to the grandest strides, every act of development paves the way for a brighter tomorrow. Welcome to the Development Report on People's 105.5 FM, where we'll be talking about pressing issues surrounding sustainable development. I'm all about everything development, from women's empowerment to children's rights, climate change, water resources, food waste, waste management, and more. I am Ife Onyekwere, and together we'll be coming close to our common good as a nation as we look into sustainable agribusiness for the next generation, from farm to market. I will not be doing this alone, as we have in the studio an Agripreneur, Opeyemi Salako. Great to have you in the studio today. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll dive into the discussion for today.
We educate, we entertain. We are the People's 105.5 FM, Abuja.
All right, we're discussing sustainable agribusiness for the next generation, from farm to market. And you can join the conversation on social media. We are at People's 105.5 FM, and you can reach us via telephone line on 0911-222-1055, and on WhatsApp you can reach us on 0911-112-1055, and on Twitter you can follow me at TDEV Report, TDEV Report. Straight up, we'll be taking the development news stories shortly and into the discussion for today.
Hensard University Nigeria is a private leading university established in the year 2023 and approved by the National Universities Commission. Hensard University focuses on bridging the gap between academic certification, skills development, and practical industrial application. Hensard University, your gateway to the future, also emphasizes entrepreneurship education and holistic approach for character formation, leadership development, and solid spiritual foundation. We have a state-of-the-art library for convenient studies. Hensard University is located at Sagbama Local Government Area in Bayelsa State. Hensard University has the following faculties: Faculty of Agriculture, Faculty of Science and Computing, Faculty of Environmental Sciences, Faculty of Mass Communication, Faculty of Arts, Social and Management Sciences. Hensard University is built on integrity and honor, courage and conviction, love and compassion towards all. Come to Hensard University today and unlock your potentials. For inquiries, please call 0916-998-5150 or 0916-998-5153. Email is registrar@hensarduniversity.edu.ng. Website is www.hensarduniversity.edu.ng. Hensard University, service to man is service to God.
People's 105.5 FM.
Now, the headlines for development news. Development Authority says Niger Delta can feed Nigeria through agriculture. Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progress and Development Initiative set to empower Nigerian youths in agriculture. African Development Fund approves loan to boost Republic of Benin's economy and climate action. Chief Ebitimi Angbari, Managing Director of the Niger Delta Basin Development Authorities, asserts that the Niger Delta can feed Nigeria through agriculture. Speaking at the Niger Delta International Festival and Expo held in Abuja, Chief Angbari emphasized the region's ability to supply fish nationwide if its resources are fully utilized. He highlighted the authorities' effort to boost food production by harnessing the Niger Delta's rich biodiversity and water resources. The Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progress and Development Initiative, MWAPD, is set to empower Nigerian youth between ages 16 to 35 on agricultural development. The event, in partnership with Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Security, amongst other partners, will focus on sowing the seeds of sustainability. The event, fixed for Wednesday, the 14th of August, is sent to empower Nigerian youths on livestock production, agricultural export market, amongst other opportunities. The African Development Fund has approved a $60 million loan to Republic of Benin to support the second phase of the Economic Governance and Private Sector Development Support Program. The program aims to boost the country's private sector by improving the business environment, supporting the agri-food sector, and enhancing climate action. This brings the total funding to over $100 million for Republic of Benin's 2020 and 2024 budgets. The initiative is expected to increase private investment to 30.2% of GDP and reduce debt settlement time. And that's it on the news segment on the development report. Keep it locked right here for more engaging content.
We inform, we educate, we entertain.
All right, it's still the development report, and we're discussing sustainable agribusiness for the next generation, from farm to market. And we have in the studio an Agripreneur, Opeyemi Salako, who's going to be discussing this with us. Let's look at data surrounding youth unemployment. From the global scale, we see that as of 2024, the global youth unemployment rate stands at approximately 14.2%. Bringing it down to Africa, it says African youth faces unemployment rate of around 11% to 14%. And taking it down to Nigeria, it says there's an estimation of about 33.1% as of 2024. And we actually saw some of these highlights in the recent protest, that was going on in the country, people shouting about hunger strike and lack of jobs. And so we're talking about the agribusiness. There's this notion about when you hear someone is a farmer, and people feel like, you're not doing well because you're into farming. But we want to talk about this, and then we had to bring in a young person who is also, into this business. So let's discuss sustainable agribusiness for the next generation, from farm to market. And you can join our conversation on social media at People's 105.5 FM, and via telephone you can reach us on 0911 222 1055. Let me take that again. On telephone 0911 222 1055, and on WhatsApp you can reach us on 09112 1055. Are you a young person who have ever thought of, I want to go into agribusiness? Tell us, what was it like for you? Did you share the ideas with someone? Were you applauded, or was it something people turned your ideas, down on? Oh, why would you be going into agriculture? Don't you know it's a dirty job and all like that? Share with us, via telephone or WhatsApp. And to our guests in the studio, we are really glad to have you, Opeyemi Salako. Could you just tell us your inspiration, because I believe there are so many young people listening right now, and the way it is, right? The way it is when you mention, okay, I work in the banking sector, or I work in oil and gas, people are like, oh my God, that's nice. But you tell people, oh, I'm an agripreneur, or I'm a farmer or something, they want to really, really know more, especially when they see you looking good and all like that. So what inspired you to pursue, the sustainable agribusiness, and how did you get started in this field, bearing in mind all the, in quote, stigma, that could come with this as a young person?
All right, thank you, Ife. All right, you mentioned something earlier about, as a young people, boasting about you work in the banking sector, you do oil and gas. You see, those are back in the days, those years where you talk about working in the bank. The truth is, the world is advancing.
That's right.
Technology is advancing. The population of the world is advancing. And if you're going to look into a business that is sustainable and can give you profitability, you have to look into agriculture, because the banker, whatever industry they are, they have to eat on every
daily basis.
On a daily basis. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we've passed an era of educational system that train people to work in the job markets to look for white collar job. We're in an era whereby you create an economy for yourself, you create a business for yourself. And if you're looking to create a business for yourself, you have to look into a sustainable business. So when you look about sustainability in the business, you're looking at something that can stand the test of time. It's not, we're not talking about market fluctuation here.
Yeah.
So if you look at every industry, the two industries that have been stable in economic growth is between real estate and agriculture. And agriculture tops the game.
But how about the times where people complain about, the pricing of, food stuff and all like that? Because some time back there was a time where it was a tomato and pepper crisis, where people were like, oh, the pricing was too high and all. Did it not have an effect on farmers? Okay, so to that effect, we were talking about the price of tomato increasing. Like our organization LWD, we've been advocating for grow what you eat, having a farm garden. You see, tomato is something that you can grow in your own backyard. You can get buckets to put in tomatoes there, and you just whenever you need it, just go there to just go and prune it off. So agriculture is something that is a livelihood. It's something that everybody have to partake in. Because if you have a farm in your own backyard, you don't need to complain about the cost of tomato in the market. But when the whole nation is depending from certain set of people to produce to feed the whole nation, and when tomato is coming from the north, you look at the cost of logistics. Take from, if tomato is coming from the northern region, then those who are going to buy it from the north, they are going to put in the money for transportation, and there's some people who offtake. Bring it again, and before you get to the final consumer, so everybody is going to put in their money at the point of supply chain. So you end up buying 5 pieces of tomato for let's say 1,000 naira, and this is something that you could have just get a seed. Maybe you have just like an extra one plot behind you, or you can just use some bucket, and whenever you need the tomatoes, you just go there and pluck for your family consumption. Amazing. Okay, let's talk about sustainable practices that farmers can run in their farms. I believe a young person right now is listening and wondering, okay, even if I want to go into agribusiness, how do I practice sustainability with my job, or with my farming with the farming industry? So can you share some examples of sustainable practices that you've implemented on the farm, or young people especially, can implement in their farms?
Okay, first, let us even talk about the word sustainability. Okay. Before we can now look at, say, sustainable practices or best farm practices you can adopt. You see, sustainability is about our societal ability, to exist and develop without depleting our natural resources.
That's right.
And sustainable development support a long-term goal, using framework, something that if I do it, the next person can do it. I can give you a model, I can give you a template. It's not like, so we are talking about preserving the land, preserving our ecosystem for the future to come. That's not right. This generation destroying what we have, and the next generation is suffering for it.
Stranded, yeah.
You get. So now we will take it back to sustainable farm practices. You see, because of maybe due to several reasons. Okay. We something we have to analyze. We can now look at farm practices. Like, the world is advancing, and through research and innovation, we are bringing in new innovation to promote sustainability in farming. Now, take for example, we talk about hydroponics and aquaponics. Aquaponics, I mean, or we're talking about greenhouses. Okay. Soilless farm. Now, in a situation whereby you do aquaculture, for instance, you're a fish farmer. Okay. And you have you're practicing hydroponics, whereby you have a fish farm, and the nutrients, these fish, they live in water. you're breeding them. They live in water. So when you want to discard the water, you want to put in another one. That same water can be used to plant to for the fertilizers and nutrients for your crops.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Even this catfish.
I'm telling you, like,
wow.
Say for example, you're doing hydroponics. You don't even have to be in the open. You can have a room. You talk about greenhouse. There's this guy in Soilless Farm in Ogun State that got a master's grant of about $40 million.
Amazing.
So what they do is soilless farming. They train youth on soilless farming, whereby you're planting. You are not even using soil to plant. No, they are not using sand to plant.
So what are you using to plant?
That's what I was trying to explain.
Okay, the water of
no.
Okay.
So let's take for example in Israel they use sawdust to plant. So a lot of research going on, and people are adopting many. So I'm giving an instance of what is sustainable, that it doesn't cost you a lot to do, because those ones that I mentioned about, you need funding. But I'm talking about what you can do. Let's say some people do fish farming with this jerry can, this big blue stuff. Now, do you know that the cost that the fish are living inside that fiberglass tank? Okay, they're living there. You know, they breathe there, they live there, they feed there. So when the water is coming out, the water is nutrients. Now imagine you have a farm garden whereby as the water is coming, you channel that water. Instead of you throwing it out, you channel it into wetting your own plants. So that is enough nutrients. You don't need to go get fertilizers. You don't need to go get all the stuff. So it's enough to serve. And we even plants. Reduce the cost. Reduce the cost. Amazing. So this is an example of sustainable practicing. And also we talk about, let's say for that same fish, let me give an instance, because I have a startup that have to do with fish processing. And we talk about nutrients. We to the best practice, we adopt sustainable practices. So even at every point of value chain or value addition, you have to think about the consumer, because why are you doing agriculture? It's because of what people are going to consume. So you have to think about those who are going to consume your product. So at every point, you have to be hygienic. You have to think about the people. You see, my mantra is health, the earth, people, and partnership. Amazing. So you talk about earth, you talk about people. Earth and people, they go together, and then we bring partnership. So it's you're partnering with the people. So you have to think about the people. So that's great. Okay, bearing in mind that we have a lot of people in this generation are tech savvy, you know, they want to. So even if we're discussing and then we're telling people, go into farming, go into agriculture, what role does technology play in enhancing, you know, efficiency? Because, you know, the generations past, they're quite, you know, more well-tempered, and you know, I've seen a situation where someone has lots of birds and you hear stories of the birds, almost all of them died, but you see those people go back to, you know, get new birds and then start grooming them again. But then we're in a generation where if we're asking young people to go into agriculture, to go into, you know, sustainable farming, most of them would not want to throw out their, you know, let it not look like, I'm a cake. So where does technology and agribusiness meet? You know, what tools you think that, you know, are in place or people are already developing that would make, you know, the farming business efficient for the generation coming and the ones already here? So that question make the whole stuff more interesting. Now we have not just agribusiness, we have agri-tech. So you're bringing technology into agriculture, agribusiness. Personally, I'm from a business background. Okay. I've been in the financial market before. You know, we do crypto on large scale, and we made a lot of money. So I adopted agriculture because I see what is going on in the world. You see, when we talk about the youths and coming into agriculture, you said most of them are tech savvy. Now, the point is, you have an opportunity in agriculture being a youth. So what you need to do is... Can you say that again? Say that so someone hears that. Say it again. as a tech savvy, you have a great opportunity in agriculture as a youth.
Amazing.
Now, you are good in coding, you are good in this and that, you are good in AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, and the rest. So it's an opportunity, it's a large field for you to explore, whereby you bring your technology innovation into agriculture to support local farmers.
Amazing.
Take, for example, when I was at the FAO, that's the Food and Agriculture Organization, United Nations, in Rome, Italy, last year. So I was there at the World Food Forum. So there's a place where some young guys, innovative guys, I think they are from, is it China? I am not specifically country. So they came to some exhibition. Now, I saw there where these guys did robotics that can help you to prune your tree. So it just goes up, it scans it. So any part of the tree, let's say you are into perennial croppings and the rest, cocoa, any part of the tree that is infected, the robot will scan it and that part is going to prune it. You understand what pruning is?
Yeah.
Like it's parting those that's not good. So it's going to prune it. Another aspect is I've seen again drones that can help you to detect crop pests on your farm. So just by flying the drone, you see it can also fertilize all the whole farm area in few minutes. Wow. Let's say you have hectares of land, rather than you getting manpower to just go all about. So you can have a drone whereby you calculate the land mass of your farm and it go all out to fertilize it and also scan where you need to pay areas of attention to. Now, let me bring it back home. Technology, for instance, you are a website development, UI, UX, and the rest. So you work with a farm company. So basically, I have a background in technology and the rest.
Yeah.
Or I love technology, basically. So in my startup, for instance, we not just that we're doing catfish production, we process and package catfish. We also brought e-commerce into it, whereby you can get you can order your special spice catfish. We put special apps into our catfish, so you can
amazing.
You can order it anywhere at the convenience of your own. So you're linking Flutterwave's payment system. So when you are bringing technology into agriculture, it's more like you are making life easy for both the farmer and the consumer. So bringing technology in is like you linking the consumer and the farmer. So you are cutting that long supply chain, whereby someone have to go to maybe one location, buy it, or sell to another person. So the consumer can easily buy from the farmer at a tap. So you go on your app, you want to buy this particular product, you pay, and they tell you, okay, you're going to get your product delivered, and so you buy at a discounted rate.
Amazing. So it actually means that even the people who are like the old farmers and all like that, they also need. I feel like from everything you've actually explained, it means that there's a point where the new generation who are tech savvy and those who feel like, oh, there's a lot to do, the real farming and all like that. There's a point at which, if they meet, there's going to be an expansion
if you look at the 17 SDG goals,
the
last goals that crown it all is SDG 17, partnership for the goal. So you have to understand in our generation as a young people that we need to partner with the rich people. Partner. See, for every big companies you see, multinationals, they partner. So you having tech skill, you need to partner. Sometimes you can say you are low on capital, you are low on investment opportunity. So you have a skill, you can walk up to people who are actually doing this thing, who have the farm, who have this funding to do large farming, and you bring your technology innovation into what they are doing, and you can literally get commission on every sales. Amazing. So partnership for the goals is we have to educate the youth about or appeal to you to look into agriculture. There are different value chain. Like agriculture is wide. Export market is there. Commodity trading, farm, livestock, crop production, processing, packaging, value addition. So you might not take, for example, I might be processing fish. It might not be that I'm the one farming that fish. I can work with local farmers who are farming it and say, okay, you farm for me. I'll process it. And we also have other people that are selling it.
That's selling.
Then we have some tech guys at the background who are maintaining the interface and the rest. So we have to understand partnership. And the youth need to know that agriculture is not what it used to be. We are in mechanized farming. Agriculture is very attractive. In Netherlands is like the highest exporter in the world. Their youth are into agriculture. Go to China. Their youth are big on agriculture. So in the Western world, if you're a farmer, you're a big man. And agriculture...
A narrative we need to change.
So in Nigeria, in its own case, agriculture is our commonwealth. Agriculture is our strength. So it's just a kind of what I call misplaced priority. At the advent of crude oil, everybody's looking to oil. But in actual sense, you can make a lot of money, even what you make in oil and gas in agriculture. What you just need is knowledge.
Yeah.
Just like the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So agriculture, look at Cocoa House in Ibadan. During the times of Baba Wolowo and the rest, they did a lot of sustainable projects through the income that they earned from export from agriculture. But what can we say of oil and gas? What is sustainable that the government have done with oil and gas? So I will encourage every young people to look into agriculture.
Yeah, because during the protests, I'm saying this, I'm not for or against, but one of the things a lot of young people were clamoring about was, there is hunger, there is no food and all like that. But now we've heard our guests say partnership. You can partner, right? And we saw one of the news we read. There's going to be an event where an organization partnering with the Ministry of Agriculture and other partners will be empowering youths from 16 to 35 years. And then if you have a skill, like what he just explained to us here right now, means that even if you're a tech person and you're thinking, how can I upskill what I'm doing? Because you can actually diversify. The fact that I'm the fact that I'm a presenter doesn't mean that this is the only kind of thing that, I can actually do. We're in a world where we can multitask, we can, do diverse things with our skills. So this means that you can actually partner with people. You can partner with farmers. You can partner with, people who are even exporting and all like that. So this is an opportunity for you to actually take this very serious. But Opeyemi, I wanted you to speak to a set of youth right now who are feeling frustrated because the tension in the country right now is there was protest, a lot of things happened and all like that. How would you speak to someone who really does not have a headway? Let's use that word. Probably someone who doesn't even have a skill in tech, and let's say the person is 25. There's this group of youths who feel like, should I use the word entitled, right? Everything must be done for them. But we want to encourage them to stand up, right? And then if you're a young person and you feel like, you've also tried, but agriculture has not really, done well for you. I feel like you've not been in the midst of the right people. It could also be that case, because you could have a situation. I was speaking to someone yesterday who told me he once bought a farm somewhere around. He bought a land for farming somewhere around Benin, and then he got discouraged along the line. It was hectares of land, and he sold it. And now he's thinking of going again. But I believe people who were with him at that point were not the right people who would have jeered him into going into this business.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So if you're a young person and you've tried starting the agribusiness and it's not really going well for you, can you just let us know your experience? You can send us a WhatsApp message 0911 1121055, and you can call in at 0911 222 1055. So when we address the set of youths that feel like they are stranded right now, they don't know what to do. They might not even have a land to farm or anything. Where do they start from? Where do this sect of youth start from? If they really need to go into agriculture, how do they find help? How do they get grants? Where do they see farmlands? I tell myself, if I have a farmland, I think I will start. So where did they actually start from?
Okay, I think we have to pick it in bits.
Okay.
A You see, there are categories to these things.
Okay.
Some youths, you say they have the skill. Some don't have at all.
Yeah.
Some are at the barest minimum. They don't even have capital to even start something.
Can you permit me to say something? I feel like agriculture is a place where it's just like
it accommodates everyone.
Yes, it can accommodate. You can't just bring in someone who does not have knowledge about radio and say, okay, come and start presenting. You need to go through processes.
You're right.
But I feel like agriculture, if you give me maize now and you give me a land, I feel like I could do something. I may not get the perfect, but I feel like I know I have to open the ground and put the seeds and water it and then it will grow, right? So that's why I feel like a whole bulk of people are waiting. Okay, yes, there's opportunities in agriculture, but there are no resources. Where do they go from there?
You see, let me start by saying that agriculture is a gift from God to humanity. I'll repeat that. Agriculture is a gift from God to humanity. So it's in agriculture whereby you can find a space. It's just that we've not opened our eyes to see the opportunity in agriculture. Take for instance, a youth who do not have any form of resources at all to start a business in agriculture. That's why I mentioned the place of partnership. You can work with companies or some startups who already have the products by helping them to resell their agri products. Do you understand? Like, okay, that comes in the aspect of sales. You see, that brings us to the aspect of what we call agribusiness. Some people, they are not farmers. You don't need to go to the farm, but you are part of the value chain. So some people have farmed, they've packaged this product. So all you just have to do is maybe you get the product and sell. At least you have people in your community. We need to understand that for every currency, the value needs to make. So once you have value that people can pay for, so you get a product, it could be rice, it could be fish, it could be anything, and you can look at how to resell this product. That is for youths who do not have any head up. And on the other angle of youths who are probably they're into technology, they have technical skill, probably in data, whatever. So you can bring your technology skill into agriculture. I'll still go back to the point of saying partnership, because if you look at okay, let me just go and start my own company, it's very good, which is the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But before you put all of this thing in place, saying you want to get your CAC, you want to get a farmland, you can get your hand doing on something, work with people, gain practical experience. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, for what NWAPD is doing, that is the Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progressive and Development Initiative, is the umbrella body for all the women farmers in Nigeria.
Okay.
So what they are doing is toward capacity development for women in agriculture. So to balance the gender equality.
So are you a he for she?
I'm a he for she.
Amazing.
So basically, for all business that I do, I work with ladies more.
Oh.
Because by statistics, they are more attentive. They pay attention to details, and they get job done. For women, we have a lot of distraction. distraction from babes and everything.
Producer in the studio started laughing. Amazing.
Okay. So what the organization is doing now is the youth arm of the organization, and it's calling between the ages of 16 to 35 to come for our national convention. So what the organization is looking to do is to have a network of youth across the 36 states in Nigeria, whereby innovative ideas will come on board and youths will come together to put forth innovative ideas to support and promote agricultural practices, because we need to advocate for this, for us to promote sustainability in the Nigerian agricultural sector.
Okay, I wanted to ask you this. Looking at sustainable agribusiness, how do you see the future of sustainable agriculture evolving, particularly for the next generation? How do you see it? Because you've spoken a lot about those who are into the tech space, because trust me, a lot of people, there's some skills right now, I don't want to mention names, but as of 2-3 years ago, by the time a lot of people started posting adverts on it on the internet. A lot of people started jumping into it. Oh, if you have these skills, you can even use it anywhere outside Nigeria and all like that. So how do you see the sustainable agribusiness, like the future for it, that people, who feel like, okay, even if you want to travel, or the trend, the travel stuff and all like that, is this something that people could use here and then every other where, around the world? What's the future of sustainable agribusiness?
The future of agribusiness, or sustainable agribusiness as we put, is bright. And that is why, for the future to be bright, we need to encourage a lot of youths in Nigeria to adopt agriculture. Because if they don't see the need for agriculture, it's more like the country is sitting on the time bomb. So the future is technology. It's simple. It's different from the way agriculture is in the time past. So the future is technology, adopting technology, AI, that's artificial intelligence, robotics, drone technology, and the rest, data science. So the future is technology.
Okay.
It's more of we looking at sustainable practices for farm and adopting it through technological innovation to promote agricultural sustainability and to promote food security in the nation and across Africa. And that is the reason why the government needs to invest in capacity development. Take, for instance, the Ministry of Agriculture, in partnership with NWABD, the Department of Agricultural Extensions, they are coming on this day to give farm inputs, to give education. NAIC, we've called partners from institutions, federal universities. So, for us to have a bright future in agriculture, the government needs to invest in education. They need to invest in agricultural technology.
Great. So this is like something open for every youth in Nigeria, or just some people?
Every youth.
Oh, really?
16 to 35.
So what if the person is 36? Because I know my... So what if the person is 36? Because we're talking about the progress of the nation. This is sustainable development. So
even those who are 50, they still call themselves youth.
Amazing. I understand that actually. You see some people who do not want to...
If our former president would say, I'm a youth...
Everybody is a youth. Oh, this is amazing.
Everybody is a youth.
Okay, so this particular program going on, like, are there opportunities? Like, would people be getting land? Let's know if we're going. So right? Would people be having land? Would people be having fundings and all like that?
Well, you see, we need to give kudos to people who are really doing the real work. So the organization, under the leadership of Farmer Omodara Stevenson, who is the national coordinator, have been able to put in all network to see the capacity development for youth. So in this convention, it is guaranteed that youth will be getting farm inputs. At
Amazing.
least, like, take for example, it's a solar pumping machine. Like one is about 1.2 million. The ministry is coming to give this to youths at no cost.
Really?
I tell you, free access to scholarship. So for people who still want to go to school or those who are in school, we are in partnership with Nail Fund. Their DG is coming to give out scholarship to youth.
Amazing. Amazing.
Also, single digit loans. Because we believe that the youth will return loan. So there's also opportunity for youth to get access to loan, and most importantly, trainings. We've invited experts in different industry. They're also going to give trainings on export markets and livestock production. Amazing.
So I actually feel like, everywhere is green. Everywhere is green, because this is going to be a whole lot for a lot of young people, this opportunity. And agribusiness is something that we all know is going to be for the progress of the nation. So this is massive, especially because this partnership is also from, Ministry of Agriculture. It's really a big one, and this is not something that is very common. Well, we have to call it a wrap here. It was an interesting engagement with our guest.